Now, Snow White, Barbie, they're all trying to fiddle with things from young people's past, but particularly the seven dwarfs of Snow White, who of course all just disappeared, and now they're the seven dysfunctional men, I assume.
I mean, I guess what are we going to have? Like a lesbian, a trans person, someone in a wheelchair, someone of color. Like I don't understand. Why weren't the dwarfs enough? That should be like checking all the diversity boxes. What was so offensive about them? You know, like Happy. Somebody got upset that there was a Happy. Is that the problem? They hadn't been using the dwarfs as some sort of perverted, creepy guys, trolls. That the dwarfs were always like a happy place for Snow White. They were like a soft place to fall. But apparently they were too offensive because the most famous dwarf of all, Peter Dinklage, said something negative about it back in 2022, thus ruining the biggest acting roles the dwarfs had ever seen since the creation of Willy Wonka's Oompa Loompas back in the 1970s. So they're gone. We have no idea what we're getting. Some magical creatures instead, people who are tall. So Dinklage has managed to pull up the ladder behind him, if you'll pardon the pun, because ladder.
You went there, and even they've even replaced Oompa Loompas. Like Hugh Grant is an Oompa Loompa in the new Wonka movie, so they've sort of CGI'd somebody down. 100%.
Not okay.
Hugh
Not
Grant.
okay. So let's go over the list of things that are offensive. Okay, dwarfs are offensive, but only 6 out of the 7 because 1 remains. So figure that out. White people are also offensive, white women in particular, because despite the fact that she is named Snow White, she is now Latina, okay?
Oh, good,
because
good.
we can't have anyone other than a Latinx in the lead role of any Hollywood movie, unless it's The Little Mermaid, in which case you can have a woman of color play a white woman who used to be a mermaid, but mermaids now come in all shapes and sizes, and definitely not white people can't be represented there anymore. The other thing they find deeply offensive about the original Snow White is true love. That has got to go. My God, who wants that?
Yuck.
They actually have the lead actress on camera in a clip from late 2022, but it's just resurfaced now, saying this gal, Snow White, will not be saved by the prince, and she will not be dreaming about true love. She's going to be focused on becoming a leader.
God.
Like, you have to choose, you know, in their version of feminism, Paul, there can be no man. If you want to become like a powerful woman who earns buku bucks out in the patriarchal world, there cannot be a loving partner on your arm. Otherwise, you're a traitor. So that's the end.